Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Chris. Really appreciate you being here. So as this NFL season starts to wind down, we're thinking a little about the NFL playoffs, and I started thinking about some good teams with quarterbacks who I think are pretty good, but I have questions about how they handle pressure. When they get a pass rush, how do they work out? Thought we would work that out a little bit in video form for you here today. I know that producer Dave is about to link to a video we made a couple of months ago where I said, Buffalo Bills, my Super Bowl favorite, and I still kind of like them for a deep run, but I have to admit, I want to start looking at how Josh Allen deals with a pass rush. So this is 3rd and 6 from Sunday's game against the Panthers, and I want to watch Allen, go through his progressions. He drops back. You see him look to the left first, and why wouldn't you? That's Stephon Diggs out there, but Diggs is one-on-one against Stephon Gilmore, decides he doesn't like it, and so he moves to his second read, Cole Beasley, number 11 out of the slot. Beasley runs a sticks route, and if we freeze, that looks promising. 2 zone defenders are on Beasley, but probably enough space to throw it. Now, it's important to note, this play took place in the fourth quarter, and Carolina's pass rush had gotten heat on Allen to this point. He was leery of it. You can see, though, this is, for the moment, fairly blocked up well. But as we let the play run, Allen feels pressure that's not there yet and starts to run. He could still throw it to Beasley. Certainly the window is closing. And then by the time he's ready to commit, Beasley very much not open. And if there's a thing missing in Josh Allen's game, and there's so much like about Josh Allen, it's, I think, how he deals with defensive pressure. Now, some context for this. Earlier in the game, 2nd and 8 in the first quarter, the Panthers send 5, and it works. We freeze it. You can see multiple Carolina pass rushers about to beat their man. Josh Allen knows he's just got a few instants to do something, but watch his feet. Allen's instinct isn't to step up and throw. He's got Beasley again over the middle. Take a hit, step forward, throw it, get a first down. But this is an old habit of Allen's. He wants to stay alive, maybe keep the threat that he runs alive, and in the end, it turns into a sack. A couple of weeks ago against Tampa, you're going to see safety Andrew Adams blitz and nobody pick him up. And the fact is, I can show you a bunch of plays, and will, where Allen makes winning plays in a spot like this. His instinct to make the big play at the expense of the easier play often serves him really well. But as we let this one go and then freeze it again, he sees Adams, he knows pressure is coming, and he's got Devin Singletary as a check down in the flat. This was a 2nd and 10. Get some yards, convert, and then get to 3rd down and make it happen. And Allen stares down Stephon Diggs and winds up taking a sack. But just so you can see that I'm playing fair, and to concede, again, I really like Josh Allen. I show you this play from the same game. This time safety Antoine Winfield blitzes, and again, Allen sees it. And now we understand why he wanted to stare down his first read, because sometimes he just does this against all odds. There aren't a lot of quarterbacks that would make that throw. He's a really good player. Yeah, he can be a hero, but if I had to describe the thing I'm most worried about with Allen when it comes to the Bills winning the Super Bowl, it's Heroball in the face of pressure. This was the wind game against the Patriots, down 14-10, crazy wind in your face. The only thing you know is you cannot take a sack. The field goes really hard in this direction. Allen wants Jake Kumaro lined up wide right, and after play action, he decides not to force it. Here comes the pressure. A defensive lineman is closing in with his arm up, and Allen's first instinct isn't to set his feet and get rid of the ball. It's Heroball in the face of pressure. He steps forward to try to run, finds it blocked up, trips on his own guy, and then gets up and takes a sack that would make the almost 40-yard field goal no good into the wind. And the real worry, the real bad habit about Heroball is a play like this. You can see how this is a natural extension of everything we've talked about to this point. The Jags blitz. They're getting pressure. It's Allen's first instinct to hero his way out of there. At the last minute, he's like, I can do this! And no, unfortunately, he very much cannot do this. Reversion to bad habits under pressure, it is certainly one way the Bills might not be able to fulfill their potential. Hey, a quick break to thank Draftkings Sportsbook for sponsoring again. They've got a holiday present for new customers. You can bet $5 on any of the 4 NFL teams playing on Christmas, and if they win, you'll win $150 in free bets. That's a pretty great promotion. You can also play DFS, Daily Fantasy, on DraftKings. In all cases, of course, you need to have a DraftKings account, and we would love for you to sign up using our code. It really does help the channel if you use the code HarrisTube. So remember, for Sportsbook, you get the chance to bet $5 and win $150 in free bets, and also a chance to play DFS when you sign up for Daily Fantasy. They'll give you a free contest. Use that promo code HarrisTube when you sign up. Play on Christmas Day on DraftKings Sportsbook. Okay, so talked about Josh Allen, and sometimes the hero ball under pressure is what gets him in trouble. We're going to talk about a couple of other quarterbacks on good teams that have had varying degrees of problems when it comes to pressure. I'm going to do Kyler Murray next. It's very different, but Kyler Murray's instinct is to eject when he gets pressure. Doesn't always serve him well. So this is way back in September in a wild shootout against the Vikings. Kyler Murray's got some hero ball in him too. Protection holds up pretty well at first, but then he's about to take a shot, and you can just almost see him with like a thought bubble above him on the field there that says, "Screw it," and he's going to fling it deep to Christian Kirk, and he's got multiple safety outlets available. Just throw it underneath guy, right? A deep ball into a zone where 2 guys are going to be in position. It's a bad decision, and the processing time got short, and he made a bad decision. This one's also from September, the season opener. Murray has so much time, and Allen and Murray are mobile quarterbacks. It's baked into the offense that sometimes their hero ball is going to pay off. Definitely does not on this one. He's about to take a hit. Mechanics get all messed up. He can't step into the throw. We want Demetrius Harris here for some reason, but it's underthrown, it's a duck, and it's intercepted. But that's not really the kind of play that tends to bug me with Kyler Murray. Before his ankle injury, no, he wasn't running for huge yards every game, but his mobility was still ridiculous. It's easy to watch this play and think, I mean, my God, this could have been a 15-yard loss, but instead this guy can waterbug around nearly everyone on the field. And Kyler also obviously believes this because when his ankle is right, it can be his default setting. Here's Kyler again back in week 1 at the height of his ankle healthiness, and he's got a tendency to bail out before he needs to. Watch number 10, DeAndre Hopkins, come out of his break in the end zone. He's open. But Murray hasn't gotten any real pressure, but he's already taking off because maybe he doesn't trust his offensive line. Maybe he's anticipating pressure that doesn't come. Maybe he just, his first instinct is to run. But if he steps up and makes this throw, it's a touchdown. And since he doesn't, it's not. I guess what I'm saying is that when he's healthy, Murray's tendency is to bail. And it can lead to magic of the type that we just showed you a couple plays ago. It can also lead to making things harder on himself than they need to be. Take the easy money in the left flat there. You aren't getting pressured. You don't have to take off and maybe take a hit. This play works, gets a first down, but it just feels like throw the ball. Guy's open. When a guy can do this when he gets pressure, I understand why he wants to run. It can be more blessing than curse, right? By the way, this is actually so far Kyler Murray's biggest run, longest yardage running the entire year. And also, if we go back and watch, dang, it sure looks like you have 2 guys running side by side with no defender between them. I don't know. To me, I would throw the ball. Seems like the safer bet health-wise and maybe score a touchdown here is throw the ball. So, not a huge criticism. I'm very much pro Josh Allen, pro Kyler Murray. I think those 2 teams could go deep in the playoffs. The Colts could also. But man, you want the poster child for someone who you really don't love how he reacts under pressure, the chances that he takes, the stuff that he just doesn't see when he's in the pocket. You are talking about Carson Wentz. Against the Patriots Saturday, this was the only drop back on which Wentz was even touched by a defensive lineman. Remember, he went 5 for 12 for an entire NFL game. And I'm not going to get too mad at him here. It's 3rd and 10. They're in field goal range. The pressure gets there pretty fast. But man, how many times have you seen Carson Wentz sort of look surprised on a play like this and start to flail around in the pocket and fumble the ball away while trying to take evasive action? I will answer that question for you. You have seen it many, many times, and several times this year with the Colts. But trust me, Eagles fans know that routine as well. Wentz is a courageous player, probably too courageous. He is willing to take a hit to make a play. It's just that too many times, that lack of pocket awareness results in goofy, awkward decisions and lost fumbles. Who could forget this all-time classic, Week 8 against the Titans, tie score, 1:33 left in the game. Since he came into the NFL, coaches have been begging Carson Wentz to knock it off with this stuff, but when the moments are big, he tends to regress. And in this one, he gave away the game and possibly the entire AFC South. And yet, Wentz is tied with Matt Ryan for the most tight window pass attempts on plays where he's getting hit as he throws. He's attempted 15 close window throws, tight window throws, when he's getting hit. He's completed exactly 4. For comparison, Josh Allen has only attempted this kind of hero ball 6 times all year. Kyler Murray only 1 time all year. Carson Wentz is a high-wire act under pressure, and often his team suffers for it. But also sometimes his team succeeds because of it. Like I said, Wentz is not afraid. He gets killed on plays and sometimes still finds a way, gives his receiver a chance to make a play, as they say. The Colts have a good running game and a good defense, and if plays like these wind up going in Wentz's favor, a deep playoff run is possible. But in the case of all 3 of these guys, I think how they are going to react to pressure once we get to the playoffs, I think these 3 teams will be in the playoffs. I guess we don't know that for sure yet. But if and when they're there, how the quarterbacks react to pressure in their various ways. Like, I don't think it's all exactly the same, but they all tend to regress. They all tend to revert, and maybe at their offense's expense. I'm interested what you think. Have I convinced you that these players do this stuff, and can you be convinced that they'll overcome it and wind up giving the Bills, Cardinals, or Colts a long playoff run, maybe a Super Bowl championship? Let us know down in the comments. We really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.